urban India is expanding rapidly. With more people moving into cities every day, the demand for infrastructure, especially mobility solutions, is surging. But growth brings its own set of challenges, and one of the most pressing is space. Studies suggest that up to 30% of urban traffic congestion is caused by vehicles simply looking for parking. So, how do we reclaim our roads and redesign our cities for smarter, more sustainable living? A global pioneer in intelligent parking systems, Klaus Multiparking is helping Indian cities address the urban space crunch head-on. With cutting-edge automated and semi-automated parking solutions, Klaus is transforming the way we think about parking from a space-hungry necessity to an efficient, technology-driven asset. To explore this further, we caught up with Michael Kronberg, Managing Director of Klaus Multiparking Germany, and Aditya Bhave, Director of Klaus Multiparking India. Hello and welcome to this very special episode of Klaus Multiparking presents Pioneering Parking Solutions. Now, as India urbanizes, as more and more people move to urban centers, it is also important that besides housing, infrastructure, it is also important to provide proper parking for the increased number of cars that are on the road. And it is very important that this parking has to be efficient, has to be space-saving, and has to be automated so that it moves faster and is more efficient. To talk to me about this very important topic and to tell us about the changes that are coming about, I'm joined by two special guests. Allow me to introduce them. First up, we have Michael Kronberg. He's the Managing Director at Klaus Multiparking Germany. And we also have Aditya Bhave, who's the Director at Klaus Multiparking India. Michael, Aditya, thank you so much for joining me here today. Michael, let's start with you. Now, of course, there are some interesting statistics by UN projections that they indicate by the year 2050, nearly 70% of the world's population will live in cities. Housing is one issue, infrastructure is another issue, but importantly, parking is a very important point, and especially in India, as we're seeing so much of development happening. Before we get into that, let's take a step back. Tell me a little bit about, Klaus Multiparking's journey. How's it been over the decades of the company? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you for being here first. We did install the first mechanized car parking system in the 60s of the last century. I think it was in 64 in Munich. And since then we have increased our business not only over Germany, mainly all around the world. So far we did supply our products to more than 80 different countries. So the need for mechanical car parking systems is steadily growing due to urbanization. Bigger cities become bigger and bigger. And always increasing costs for real estate. So over the last 5 decades, we have developed a full range of products for mechanized car parking and simple stackers, semi-automated, fully automated. And I think today we are in a position to offer almost a solution for any inquiry we get by our clients.
Oh, lovely. That's great to know. And we will delve a little bit deeper into that in a bit. But Aditya, I want to talk to you from the India perspective. According to some statistics, there are a parking deficit of nearly 50% in high density zones. So how do you see Klaus Multiparking India adapting to these challenges, providing some solutions, and most importantly, the importance of localization in your strategy?
Klaus Multiparking started its operations in India in 2002. So we have already been in the Indian market for almost 23 years now. So it's been quite a long time since we are already here. And in the beginning, the demand for parking systems was very, very low. And it was viewed more as a niche high-end product. But in the last 10 years, we have seen a huge change. And that is mainly because of the fast economic growth of the country. People are buying more and more cars. Also, we see that there is a growing trend of people moving from the smaller cities into the bigger cities like Mumbai, Delhi, and so on. And this has created a huge space crunch in the already high density areas. So with mechanized car parking systems, we can accommodate between 2 and 10 cars, or sometimes even more in the footprint of a single vehicle. So this allows the developers to create a lot of additional space, which can then be used for, utilities or amenities within the building. So additionally, even families that have two vehicles, so sometimes the second vehicle they need to park on a nearby street, and this is the reason there is a lot of congestion on the streets. So we, with our solutions, these cars can be accommodated within the building compound itself, and thereby we can remove a lot of this congestion and make the streets a little freer.
Absolutely, because now, I mean, especially sometimes with the Indian weather, you want to, I mean, anyone would want their car to be close to their home because, I mean, you buy a car for a kind of a door-to-door experience kind of thing. Aditya, if you just want to shed more light about the manufacturing setup also here in Pune, because, and in India, just tell us a little bit about that.
So, regarding the manufacturing setup, so we have a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility right here in Pune. We have all the latest machinery, and we have also a very highly experienced team. And over the last 20 years, we have been able to develop a very strong vendor system around our factory. So this is really helpful for us to, deliver faster, provide better services, and be closer to our customers. In addition to that, our, field staff, our trained field staff is present all across the country. They are available 24/7 to answer any customer calls. So this is all the investment what we are doing in India, and will continue even more in the future.
Michael, a little bit more about the products. If I could ask you to tell us a little bit about some of the key solutions that that Klaus Multiparking offers, and especially in these different urban city landscapes that we have around India.
We offer the full range of products in mechanized car parking, and mainly we can differ this into 3 different categories, depending on the automation actually. So the simplest category we call a stacker. It's actually a platform going up and down, and with such a platform you can actually double, sometimes triple the number of spaces on the same footprint. The next step ahead in terms of automation would be, we call it semi-automated puzzle system. Semi-automated puzzle system offers more comfort to the client in a way that the client has simply to put in the parking space number into the operation panel, and then the system starts automatically to shuffle the spaces around until your dedicated space is prepared in the ground floor. You can drive on and off.
Okay.
That's it. And finally, the most sophisticated category, we call it the fully automated parking systems. These products are always tailor-made according to the needs of the project, the needs of the client. And there are always some subcategories. The most known products, we call it tower systems, small footprint, high number of parking levels, 10, 15, or even more parking levels. And for big projects, we mainly offer lift shuttle systems for up to several hundred parking spaces in a project. And the most volume efficient solution, we call it underground layer system, where you have the highest density of cars compared to a certain volume.
Fantastic. That's great to know. Aditya, if we talk about the needs of the Indian market, your thoughts on how Klaus Multiparking solutions address the space constraints along with the high density requirements? How do you find that middle part, that sweet spot?
India is a fast growing economy. Rapid urbanization is taking place. So the big cities like Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai and Kolkata, they're seeing a huge influx of population. Apart from that, also the smaller cities are also picking up. So we are seeing a lot of infrastructure projects such as malls, multiplexes, commercial offices. They are also expanding into these geographies. So that being said, any buyer who is looking to buy property, they're always going to inquire about parking systems, right? So this has created a space constraint, and parking has become a luxury in the metro cities as well as the smaller cities. So typically, for us, Klaus Multiparking, we start to work with the architects at a very early stage of the project. So we enter maybe 2 or 3 years even before the construction has started on the site.
Right.
And the architects, together with our engineers, we plan the optimum space layout for the car parking systems. So in this layout, we can maximize the number of vehicles parked, as well as we can increase the efficiency of the traffic flow. And this is very important because that gives the user the comfort of having their own dedicated parking place and also being able to move in and out very easily.
I was just picking up from the point where you said of managing the traffic movement also, because that is integral, because if someone is using that space, when they need it, they want their car immediately. Like, for example, in the mornings going, in the evenings coming, or in the office, same kind of stuff. That's really important.
So that is really important, and especially that is why we have to involve ourselves from the very early stage of the planning, right? Because then we can plan all of these things in a proper layout. At a very later stage, it can become sometimes quite difficult to make the optimum, the traffic flow, right?
No, absolutely. So it is a lot of planning that goes into it, and which is the key element for this. And Aditya, earlier also we were talking about the role of parking in real estate and the angle of developers. So, like you said, they're looking. Developers are looking and getting you guys on board many years in advance. How are they looking at prioritizing this smart parking space? Are developers also open to this? Are they, forthcoming? Are they coming to you and asking, listen, we need these smart parking solutions?
So many years ago, developers were not so conscious about parking, so this was never considered a high importance item, right? But in recent times, this has really changed, right? So parking has not only become a necessity, it has also become a feature that is advantageous for the developers. So every time someone is looking forward to buy an apartment, they will always inquire about the number of parking spaces that are available. And typically apartments that have more parking availability, they will get a higher preference in terms of from the buyer's point of view. I mean, developers are now very, very conscious about this. And even people, let's say they have a single vehicle right now, but when they're investing for the long term in property, they are thinking for the future that they might buy a second vehicle and what will be the parking situation for this second vehicle as well. So that being said, it is more viewed now as a feature, and developers totally understand this. So just saying that you can park the vehicle on the street is no longer a viable alternative, for customers. But okay, so developers also have their own constraints. So for example, the plot dimensions, the building height, the safety, local regulations. So it is always a very difficult trade-off between maximizing the apartments and, at the expense of certain amenities. But with car parking systems, we can free up a lot of this space that is occupied by cars, and then this can be used for making common amenities for the residents.
There is one special thing here in the Indian market we face nowhere else on the world. This is the size of the projects. In Germany, an average size of a project with a mechanized car parking is maybe 20, 15 spaces.
Wow.
In India, it's 100, 500, 1,000 spaces. So sometimes we think the penetration of our product here in this market is way higher than in many, many other countries around the world.
But Michael, I just want to switch gears a little and talk to you about sustainability, because carbon emissions, very important conversation now happening around the globe, and cities are struggling with congestions, with emissions. In this scenario, how does Klaus Multiparking position parking as a sustainability investment for the developer, for the builder coming in?
We all know that we have to bring our society more in the direction of environmental friendly and sustainable lifestyle. So we all know the topics: green energy, waste recycling, carbon reduction. I think our product fits quite well into these ideas. So by having a dedicated parking space available, you reduce the driving time, first of all. Reducing driving time means less individual carbon footprint, less pollution. Then the product itself is manufactured mainly by steel.
Yeah.
Even with a lifetime of 25, 30 years after this time you can completely recycle the product. And recently we have the possibility to equip all of our parking systems with EV charging stations. So whenever you want to charge your car, you can do this either in the night by having your car being parked next to your apartment on a platform, or during office hours, during the day, you can charge it when you go for work. And you do not need to block a public charging station, for example.
Oh, that's great, because in India especially, the EV culture is picking up rapid pace. The government is also promoting it. Aditya, sorry, one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. What other specific green initiatives are you taking in place besides what Michael has also spoken about? Can you shed some more light about that?
Yeah, I mean, so what Michael said is absolutely true, and all those things also apply for the systems what we are supplying in India as well. One more thing I'll just add to Michael's points as well is that by using car parking systems, developers don't have to construct deeper and deeper basements. This can avoid a lot of excavation activity that generates dust and pollution in urban cities. So indirectly car parking systems have this benefit as well to reduce pollution. In our factory, we have taken several steps in the eco-friendly initiatives. So we have planted hundreds of trees in the last 3 years. Just last year, we have also installed a 350 kVA solar panel roof. This has reduced our energy utilization by almost 60-70%. And apart from this, we have also eliminated all our plastic packaging. So we are now only using wood and cardboard packaging. And this is completely biodegradable. So these are some of these initiatives, what we are doing. And of course, in the future, we will try to do even more here.
Fantastic. Well, gentlemen, it's time for a very short break, but don't go anywhere. My conversation with Michael and Aditya continues after this very short break here on Klaus Multiparking presents Pioneering Parking Solutions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to this very special episode of Klaus Multiparking presents Pioneering Parking Solutions, where I'm in conversation with Michael Kroneberg and Aditya Bhave. Michael, continuing our conversation, while Klaus Multiparking is manufacturing in India, you're also exporting from India. So tell me a little bit about that thought process.
Our product and our brand name has an excellent reputation, not only in India, also around the world. So we have an existing dealer network with approximately 50 to 60 different dealers in all continents of this world. And indeed, we did start already with the export of products manufactured in India a couple of years ago. So far, we have Indian systems installed in America and the US, many of them. In certain countries in Europe already, in Asia, of course, in Australia, and year by year we can add more emerging markets or more emerging countries to our international reference list. It's
super
growing.
Okay, that's great to know. Aditya, just wanted to get your thoughts also on the same question.
In the last 4 years after the pandemic, our engineering and production team has done big advances in order to meet the export regulations and the quality standards that are required for supplying to a lot of the developed countries. So I'm happy to mention that actually all of the products what we manufacture in India meet these regulations, and we are because of this we are able to cater to a lot of markets outside India. So that being said, yes, we are looking forward for more emerging markets where we can export our products as well. So when we are going in the exports, we face a lot of global competition from other Asian manufacturers as well. However, with our focus on quality and efficiency, we are still able to create a good brand for Indian manufacturing. We are able to have a growing demand, and also we have repeat customers in export territories for our products.
That's great. So the name is there, the quality that people are know that they will get once they're using your products. That's of course of key. That's of most importance, because it's not a product that somebody is using just for a few weeks, for a few months. It's the lifetime of that building has this product. So that's really interesting. That's great to know. Michael, innovation plays a very important role in this because there's automation, and of course things keep changing as the years go about. Can you tell me a little about the way ahead for Klaus Multiparking with innovation, with any other future plans?
We have our own R&D department in Germany as well as in India. So in the past few years, we have optimized our Indian products in terms of high numbers in a project. And of course, we frequently update all our products, and we are in the process of designing new models, new solutions for mechanized car parking in Germany and in India. So at the moment, the focus is mainly on digitalization. We recently have developed the EV charging, which is available now, and the feedback from the market was really positive. So at the moment, we are focused on getting deeper into building management system integration of our product. We want to offer to our clients more option in terms of online monitoring and preventive maintenance to even achieve a better parking experience.
Of course, yes, that is a great point, because today there's a lot of conversation about preventive monitoring, how in all kinds of walk of life. So yes, of course, it's an important part here. Aditya, would just love for you to share your thoughts also on the same topic.
In India, we recently launched a new series of products called the Space Vario series. And with this series, we are able to cater to a higher dimension of vehicles in terms of the weight, in terms of the sizes as well. And these systems are designed using the latest technology for manufacturing and materials. So we are able to even, make faster production, as well as the aesthetic design of the system is much better, more modern. And overall, the building looks much nicer when these systems are installed and operational as well. So this is what we are focused on. Especially these systems are also really good for SUV and MUVs, which is now the fastest or the biggest segment in our Indian market, right? So this is what we are focusing on, and already this series that we have launched, this has become a big success in our industry. So yeah, it doesn't stop here. We will continue innovating for the future.
That was actually a question in my mind, because in India, the Indian consumers are loving SUVs. So that is what I was just going to get to that, because that also impacts parking, because as opposed to a sedan or a hatchback, SUVs take up more space.
Yeah.
So this is there. Before I let both of you go, any last thoughts, any last experiences, Michael, that you'd like to share with us, and Aditya, anything that you would love to leave the viewers with? Just leaving last thoughts.
Yeah, maybe one sentence. I think mobility is something every human being wants to have also in the future. It doesn't matter we drive with electricity or fuels or gas or whatever. So we provide a solution for that, and I think our product is at the beginning of its life cycle. So I see a great future for our product.
Fantastic. That's great to know. Aditya, last comments.
Like Michael said, I mean, a vehicle you typically drive for 2 hours every day, but for 22 hours it is parked in the day, right? So our job is to provide it a safe and nice home. And we are focused on giving the best quality home for this vehicle.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you so much, Michael, for talking to me and for sharing such valuable insights about Klaus Multiparking. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all on this very special episode of Klaus Multiparking presents Pioneering Parking Solutions. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're taking back some important points from this conversation. Thank you so much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all on this special episode of Klaus Multiparking presents Pioneering Parking Solutions. I hope you're taking back some important insights. Thank you so much for watching.